Throwaway account. This has been eating at me. I am a 31-year-old male and I am gay. I'm married to my husband who is 29 and we've been together since college. We have a quiet, happy life and recently adopted a baby boy. I've worked really hard to get to a place where I feel safe and whole. But a few weeks ago, my past came crashing in, and now I feel like I might have handled it horribly. When I was 17, I was still living at home with my extremely religious and homophobic parents. I'd known I was gay since I was around 12, but I buried it deep. I spent years praying, begging, and trying to convince myself it was a phase. My parents made it clear that if I ever came out, I'd be thrown out and cut off. I started dating a girl from youth group. I told myself I loved her. I told myself I could make it work. We had sex once and it was deeply uncomfortable, and I shut down emotionally afterward. A few weeks later, she told me she was pregnant. Then, she left. I don't know where she went or why, but she was gone. I didn't hear a word about the baby after that. Soon after I left for college, came out and cut off my parents. I never spoke about what happened with that girl or the baby. It was like sealing off a part of myself I couldn't survive revisiting. I met my husband in my sophomore year, and he's the only person who ever really knew the full story until now. Last month, I got a message on social media from a 14-year-old girl. She said she was my daughter. Her mom told her who I was. She found my name online. She said she wasn't looking for money or anything, just to know who I am. I felt like the floor fell out from under me. I couldn't breathe. It wasn't her fault, I know that, but her existence snapped me right back into that suffocating, terrifying part of my life when I thought I'd never be allowed to exist as myself. She looks like that girl. She speaks like her. And every word she wrote, no matter how kind, felt like sandpaper on a wound I thought had healed. I responded once, and I told her I was sorry, but I wasn't able to have a relationship with her. She sent a long message back. It was emotional, but not cruel. She said I abandoned her before she was even born, and now I was doing it again. I told her, probably too bluntly, that I never wanted to be her father, that I was a scared, closeted kid forced into a lie, and that seeing her felt like being dragged back into a life I barely survived. I told her not to contact me again. She hasn't replied. My husband is supportive, but some people, especially my sister, say I crossed a line and acted cruelly towards someone innocent, that it wasn't her fault she was born, and I should have handled it with more compassion. But I genuinely don't think I have the emotional capacity to revisit that version of myself. That period nearly destroyed me. So am I the jerk for telling my daughter I never want to see her again? Looks like the original poster didn't like the criticism and deleted his account. You are the jerk. You just adopted a baby boy. What if one day he decides to look for his birth parents and is treated the same way you treated your daughter? His parents could have a way more horrifying backstory than yours. You are the jerk. Your parents suck, so you decide to also suck as a parent. Your parents traumatize you, so you decide to traumatize your daughter. Your parents rejected you, so you decide to reject your daughter. You acted cruelly to someone who is innocent and who ultimately you are responsible for creating and therefore should have been responsible for her well-being the last 14 years.